The Chinese 155 battery is commanded by an American liaison officer. A Scottish unit moves up. The retreating enemy elected to fight for Pinway, and the stubborn resistance cost many Japanese lives. It's St. Andrew's Day, holiday of Scotland's patron saint, so a pipe major leads the way as they occupy the area south of the Pinway Railroad Station. British sappers reenact discovery of an improvised Jap road mine south of Pinway. A small board is found beneath a loose covering of twigs and earth. The mine is a pressure type with a 2-pound charge of picric acid. The striker is a 10-penny nail. It and the coil springs are the only metal used. Another mine with the same charge was activated by a tripwire. To facilitate supply for Allied columns pursuing the retreating Japs, engineers repair a section of the Mogong-Mandalay Railroad leading south from Pinway. As the Allies leave the mountainous ridges of North Burma and enter the Central Plain, they regain control of north-south lines of communications for the first time in 3 years. In mid-December, construction continues on the Ledo Road, which has been taking 10,000 tons of cargo monthly to the North Burma front. As Allied columns drive for a juncture with the Burma Road, extension of supply routes keeps pace with offensive operations. The American-operated Bengal-Assam Railroad, a feeding line for the Ledo Road, is now carrying more than double the pre-1944 tonnage for the Manipur and northern Assam stations. Engineers prepare for heavier traffic on the Ledo Road. American and Chinese engineers cooperate on surveying, clearing, grubbing, and grading for this secondary road. On 14th December, Brigadier General Louis A. Pick, Ledo Road Supervisor, arrives at a road construction headquarters. He accompanies Major General W.E.R. Covell, commanding General SOS India-Burma Theater, on an inspection tour. Further east, near Michinaw, on 18th December, troopers of a cavalry regiment with all battle equipment packed on mules leave Camp Landis. This Mars Task Force unit, headed south for Bamo, crosses the 25-ton pontoon bridge recently erected across the Irrawaddy River. At Bamo, shortly after its capture, General Sun Li-jen, commanding the Chinese First Army, accompanies General Sultan on an inspection tour. A light tank knocked out by Chinese gunners is among the Jap equipment viewed. A Jap caliber 50 anti-aircraft gun is examined at a collection depot. Jap gas masks are among the trophies. Commenting on the operation, General Sultan said, "The Chinese infantry and artillery deserve the highest praise for knocking out Bamo, which I believe was one of the strongest Japanese positions in North Burma." Lieutenant Colonel Gordon Seagrave returns to the Burmese village of Namkham on 25th January, 10 days after its capture by Chinese troops. When the Japs overran Burma in 1942, the renowned Burma surgeon already had spent 20 years in Namkham as a Baptist medical missionary. In his fight against filth and disease, he built the hospital which he now inspects and taught native girls to be skilled nurses. During the 3 years preceding his return to Namkham, Colonel Seagrave and many of his nurses ministered to Allied troops, fighting to rid Burma territory of the invader. The colonel's friendship extends throughout Burma's racial groups. Burmese, Kachin, Shans, Karans, and members of smaller tribes all have benefited from his medical work. The local peoples joined the returning hospital staff to celebrate a return which had been eagerly awaited in Namkham. British films have continued Allied pressure on the enemy's western flank in Burma. Naval units pound the southern tip of Myeban on the morning of 12th January in preparation for a landing. Sloops fire salvo after salvo from their 4-inch guns as aircraft bomb and strafe Japanese positions inland. Objective of the operation is to cut the only road and river escape routes of enemy forces pulling back along the south coast of Burma. Commando forces storm ashore at Hunter's Bay, 32 miles southeast of Akyab. A beach mine is encountered. Besides mines, opposition includes artillery fire, mortars, and small arms fire. The first wave of British commandos lands in shallow water, but due to shifting tide, the second wave has to struggle through waist-deep water to reach shore. The attempt to establish a beachhead is successful.